racing, folks. Well, everyone else is. I can't start my freaking bike. This is, once again, the bike hasn't started. This is like the 4th race I've been in where I'm the last person off the line. It's just a thing, I guess. Anyways, welcome to Hardcore Enduro, everyone, where it's all about getting out, riding the hard stuff. I'm George, the guy behind the bars and the voice behind the mic. And we're out in Spangler today with the Hare and Hound put on by SoCal MC. I've done a lot of riding out here. I've done several races out here. And so there's a couple things you know you're getting into when you come out here is number 1, dust. Number 2, whoops. And then more dust and whoops. Those are the only things you're getting out here is dust and whoops. There's some good terrains. They do have some pretty good rock sections out here and some hill climbs, but dust and whoops, you gotta get that when you come out to Spangler. Now there's a couple new things. Oh shoot, gotta rotate that mic around. Okay, a couple things that happening today is that I'm coming back from an injury. I haven't been on the bike for over a month. So I'm coming in cold turkey, no conditioning, and really when you're off the bike for an injury, you're kind of coming in a little timid. My goal today was just to take it easy and get through today's race without re-injuring myself and not exhausting myself, because I just haven't been riding. And then the other thing is I have a new pair of boots. I got the new Garnet SG12s, and they're a little bit different than my CDs I was wearing, and it's gonna come in 2 things. They have a little lip right on the nose. You got, I don't know, a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch, feels like extra sole that sticks out. And then I have my rear brake lever that's kind of bent. And the entire ride, I'm constantly hitting my brake lever. And like right here, I hit my brake lever and it causes me to stall out. And I couldn't figure it out. Like in the beginning, I was like, why the hell is my bike bogging? I thought there was a problem with the engine or something like that. And I finally figured out it's because that little extra lip from that the Garnet is hitting my brake lever. So I don't have my brake lever adjusted for this pair of boots. And I haven't, fresh new pair of boots, I haven't been able to ride and adjust it to where it needs to be. So that's just how it is when you put on a new set of gear. You got to test it out before you go into battle. And wasn't able to do that just from my injury. About a month ago, I was in Jawbone on my birthday. I went to Jawbone for my birthday, and I fell back. At the end of the day, the last run, the sun was going down, and I was like, I could get just one more little hill climb in before it gets too dark. That was a mistake. I should have called it. Anyways, I fell back right on my tailbone and cracked it, pinched a disc or something, because I could hardly even move or walk after that for an entire week, and it's taken over a month for me to be comfortable to where I am now. It's still a little bit there, like I could feel a little bit of the pain on this ride. I was taking it easy. I had to force myself just to hold back a little bit, especially in the beginning. And I knew my conditioning was out, so I was like, all right, it's a long race. You guys have done a Hare and Hound. It is like running a full marathon. You think you're good in the beginning, by the end of the race, you're ready to die. You're ready to throw your bike away because you're so exhausted. Anyways, for the weekend warrior types like me, where we just can't put enough hours to get the conditioning up to where it needs to be. So the 2 loops today, I think the first loop was 40 miles, and the second loop was 30 miles. I feel like the first loop was longer than the second loop, and I'd have to look back to see. Because I feel like I saw a mile 40 marker before I ended. Anyways, I'll have to look that up. Could just be making that up. The course was extra whoopy. It felt like whoever made the ribbon line today, he picked. I mean, it's Spangler. It's hard to find any track here without a ton of whoops in there, but it just felt like it was extra bumpy. My butt and my legs were telling me it was extra bumpy. Hey, thanks for a couple of you guys watched the channel and you came up and said that you watched the channel, so that was cool meeting you. I hope you guys like the stuff I'm putting out there. I kind of do the videos the way I want to see them, and I'm learning more how to do it better, editing, and just trying to make it a better quality video, not just for you guys but for me as well. You know, when I'm an old grandpa, it's gonna be fun to watch these videos, you know, when dirt bike riding is illegal and just off-roading is illegal in the future. This is all I'll have to live off of. Speaking of that, today I was watching a video from Dirt and Iron, and I guess there's a law that's being passed or has been passed. I'm going to look it up now. But California is passing a law. Newsom's going to sign it. That's going to make all off-roading, no matter what you're riding, illegal unless it's electric. So it's not just a sale of new bikes that have to be electric. It's going to be, you can't off-road with the old bike that's not electric. I'm going to look more into that, and I'm going to make another video on that, because I don't want to be talking about like our politics and stuff like that. I feel like I know what a majority of you guys lean when you're off-roading. You kind of lean one direction, but it makes me angry. It makes me scared. I mean, it's just why is a certain mentality just keeps getting pressed on top of us and taking away what we love to do. It's just frustrating as hell. Anyways, I'm not going to talk more about that. I'll do another video on that. Let's just do this race here and get to riding.
Intermediate guys, we got to sit down.
Yeah, doing a lot of sitting. So you got to conserve that energy. Like I said, Hare and Hounds, it's like running a full marathon. And there are some loop one guys here that get after it, but if you're going for those 2 loops there, you can burn yourself out pretty good. And you get to that point where you're just cramped up, your thighs are cramping up, your hands are cramping up, your back, you know, it's just a whole lot of pain going on, and you still got 20 miles to go in loop 2, so you can be dehydrated. It was pretty hot today. There was hardly any wind when we started. By the end of loop 2, there was a nice little breeze coming, which helped out a lot of the dust. But in the beginning here, there's like no wind, so the dust is just hanging right over the ribbon line. And with the course where they have it laid out, there wasn't a lot of side paths you could take, you know, and alternate routes you could take. Another Hare and Hounds, when you got a little lower brush, or it's, you know, even the dust is cleared out, you can find an alternate line to get out of that dust, because, you know, it can get dangerous. You don't know what obstacles are popping up, and you're right behind someone right on their butt wanting to pass them, and yet, you know, you can easily hit a rock or hit something that throws you off the bike. There you go. See, I got that alternative line, make the pass there. I got, you know, when it comes to passing, I'm pretty conservative. I'd rather wait for my opportunity to pass than to force it. And the only part I don't is when it's the technical sections, like the uphill climbs that are really rocky, and the loop 2s. I like to make the pass no matter what, because people will be struggling. They're stuck in the middle of the route there, and you got to find a way to get around them to prevent the bottleneck. And it just, to me, adds that element that I like, because I like the hard enduro style of riding. Which, we're getting off the line here. Where am I going? I see that guy off to the right, and I see dust to the left, so I know the line's to the left here. I remember my first Hare and Hound race I ever signed up for. I asked them at the booth where I was signing up, you know, how do you find the trail? And I remember the lady telling me, don't follow the guy in front of you, follow the ribbons. And it's so easy to get to forget that. You just start following the guy ahead of you, and he gets off the course, and the next thing you're off course, and you're both looking, where the hell did the ribbon line go? So that happens a lot. I'm sure you guys at race, you experience the same thing. It's makes you mad, but it's funny as hell when it happens to you, because you're just like, it catches you out of nowhere, like blindside. You're like, where the hell am I? You start looking left, right, like, where is the freaking ribbon line? And it just cracks me up that it still happens to me. So right out here, the desert is actually beautiful. It had all these flowers. I know we're just jamming by them, but there's yellows, there's oranges, there's purple flowers. There's, the desert was just blooming. It was real pretty. Usually it's just brown and dead looking, so it's just makes that race a little bit more fun, you know. So like when you go trail riding, you're out there looking at the scenic terrain and all that, so it just adds a little bit of a cherry on top to racing out here. Is real pretty. I missed all the earlier Hare and Hounds with all the weather we've been having. Wasn't able to get out there. I wish I could have been out there during the snow, and they had a couple of those races during the snow. Oh, get off course, get back on course. That would have been awesome to see the snow out in the desert. I haven't seen that before, and who knows how many years it'll take for that to happen again. Speaking of weather, oh my God, so California's had, a lot of the country actually, just record rainfall and snow. And where I live, I almost wasn't able to make this race either, because I live right on the north end of the Tulare Lake in Central California, and it's filling up. So about a 3/4 of a mile from my house, the lake has started, and they got these big levees that go all around the lake, and they're filling up each little section at a time. And we've met with the county supervisor and the sheriff, and as of now, they think they can contain the lake inside those levees. This is a lake that's normally dry, and it floods about every 20 years. They'll get some water in it. So most of the time it's just farmland and just flat, dry farmland. But this year the lake's filling up, and they think it's going to get completely full, and there's a risk of, if the levees break, then my house and my ranch are going to go underwater. So I'm hoping that doesn't happen. But if it does happen, I just don't know. I don't know what the future's going to hold for me if that happens. Just so many things going on this year. It's crazy. So there's this guy ahead of me. He's on this Kawasaki, and I remember talking to him at the start. Nice guy. He's got his 12-year-old son, I believe, racing here, and that's awesome. I love the dad and the son relationship out here, and I can't wait for that to be. So I say that's another thing that really. So my son is just turned 1 year old. And if this law happens where we can't ride our bikes anymore, I mean, I gotta move. There's no way I can stay in California. Yeah, I know there's one of the state congressmen, he's trying to get a bill passed to allow off-roading still for racing and practice, and not just for leisure, travel, pleasure, enjoyment of trail riding, but for racing. In practice, you're still going to be able to ride, but who knows what kind of permit, and who knows if they're going to have a lottery for that, or what kind of red tape they're going to try to throw up for us. It just makes me so angry that I have a son now, and I might not have the opportunity to ride like how you're going to have to buy a new electric bike that, as far as now, the best electric bike is still light years behind the best, gas-powered bikes. So if one day they become better, and I mean the best people in the world, if they were the best bikes, they'd be riding them. But it doesn't matter what style of off-roading you're looking at, everyone's still riding a gas-powered bike or quad, a truck, or whatever it is, So it's just maddening. All right, enough of that. Okay, I got that out. I wanted to get that off my chest. Riding really good today. I did a lot better today than I thought I was going to do, considering the injury and not being on the bike for over a month. And really not even doing anything. I was like doing no physical activities. Right here, the course goes left right there. And I saw that guys ahead of me go right. You can see there's two riders up there. And then you get here, I saw them slowing down. I started looking, there's no ribbon line. So they stopped, and you're like, oh crap, we're all lost. So this happened, I think, about 5 or 6 times today, where I got off the ribbon line and then had to cut back over. So every time, it's hilarious. You can get lost off the course so easily. I blame it on that guy. He crashed right by the turn and threw everyone off. It's all good though. It's part of the race is staying on the course. It makes it fun. The tires I'm running today, I kind of like the rear setup. I have just the M5B Evo, which is it's made for mud and sand, and the Spangler has a lot of sand. There's a lot of sand wash sections, and even all the little climbs you get. I know some rock sections here, but they get so chewed up, really soft, that I think the M5B was a good choice, because it still got a lot of traction and really had no problem getting up the hills. If you try to go for more of a rock tire or like a hard packed terrain tire, those soft sandy wash sections and some of those uphill climbs are just so chewed up. I think you need a taller knob, more spaced out knobby tire. I mean, it did good for me. Now my front tire is the golden tire, which I'm gonna get a softer tire tread, more of a hard pack tire. It does good in the sand. It's got that wider profile, and it's good when you got tubes, because it's the 9100. But I think for me, I want to try a skinnier tire with a smaller sidewall, so it just doesn't have as much roll to it. I feel like it has a little bit of a roll to it, and if you're in a rut, it'll catch that. And there's several times today where you can get there. There's several times, especially on loop 2, it's just like a single rut that everyone's made, and if you lean a little left, a little right, you bounce a little off, that front tire grabs it and starts pulling you left to right, and you're kind of fighting the bike the whole time to stay on the trail, on the line. So I want to try, I have a little bit skinnier tire next one, and then it's a little bit softer compound. It's made for like intermediate to hard terrain, so you can feel the knobs. They're much softer. So the tire's not going to last as long, but I think it's going to give me a better ride experience. Better for the race and better for the riding. You can see those sandy washes here. I had a bunch of them. I cut most of them out, and just trying to get into the meat and potatoes of the riding. But to me, the sand is my worst. The whoop sections in the sand mean, whoops, you gotta be in shape, and you probably need to have a professional go through your suspension to really get it set up good for high-speed whoops, which I have not done that. I've been wanting to do that for a long time. Go get my suspension set up. I really don't know where to take it to. I kind of live out in the middle of nowhere, so I'd have to be a journey to take my bike anywhere to get work done. But I think it'd be worth it, you know, because there's many times I feel like my suspension could be a lot better than it is. Couple big dips. Yeah, the Spangler, you got a couple really big dips that you got to be careful, because you can bottom out really easy. You know, kick you back in, Indo, flip over the bars. Oh, I missed a turn there.
Pull yourself together, man. Where you go?
Well, I'm tired. I can't control my bike. That's what's going on. Loop 1 is pretty good. I feel like this was a good loop 1. Pretty fast paced. It did have a couple little semi-technical. I mean, you can't compare it to a hard enduro. I'd say hard enduro is technical. Loop 2 does have some rock trails that are kind of chunky climbs, but I use the term loosely when I say technical here. Jeez, Trixie, stay on the course. Where are you going, girl? She's all over the place. Here's some guys just chilling out. Gave him the old did it back. Love the bikers. We got a camaraderie going. You know, we're all helping each other out. We're all cheering each other on. Although I'm solo today. Wife, she had a CCW class that she had to do, and then my son. Grandpa is watching him, so I'm just out solo today. My nephew and his friend Case and Jace, they're not with me, and got to get them out riding again. They've been off the bikes a little too long, so I need to get them out riding here. So I have no pit crew today. Just kind of set myself up on the pits. I try to pick an object that I can recognize, and when I came in to the pit stop, you know, the pits go on for a long time, and everyone, I said it in the morning, and by the time you come through, when you're done with loop 1, everyone's got their tarps up and chairs, and there's people all over the place, so you lose where the hell you park. So I do have a canopy now, so next time, hopefully I'll have at least my wife out here. I'll have a canopy set up. I don't know where the hell my spot is. So, cool little flat section here. Last year we rode down in Johnson Valley, and there's a couple of dry lakes down there, and I thought it was awesome. They threw those dry lakes in there, and it was just like Bonneville salt flat. You can just open her up and let it fly. So, you know, it's just a nice little change of pace. You got the whoop section here. Yeah, the amateur guys like me, we go at a certain speed. The pros are probably, yeah, they're wide open anyways. But it's nice having those little flat section like that one back there where you can kind of just get after it, open it up. Just change the speed, you know, it felt good. So I haven't been passed, but I'm not catching anyone, so I'm about the same speed as everyone here. And it's nice riding here, so nice clean riding. You know, I'm thinking just no mistakes. I feel good. You know, I still loop 1. I'm not tired yet, even though my hand pump or my arm pump was, I mean, it's always there. So I'm that first 20 minutes, and first 30 minutes, my just holding on to the handlebars is tough. You know, and so I'm having to squeeze with my legs, and as I ride, I'll open up my left, and then I'll open up my right hand and open up my left hand, try to stretch them out, trying to get that lactic acid and fresh blood in there to get rid of that sensation that you can't hold on to your handlebars. people call it arm pump. It's just lactic acid building up, and the fresh blood's not going in there, so you can't hold on as tight. I overshot that one. Get back over. So those arrows went right, so I'm thinking it went like a hard right. I saw 2 arrows. Supposed to be a 1 arrow. I never saw the 1 arrow, but there it is right there. So now I'm cutting back left. People ride here all the weekend, so all the time. So we're doing a race, but there are other people just riding out here on their own, so they can have fresh tracks. There's other groups out here riding, and it can be a little misleading sometimes. Yeah, look at all those yellow flowers. It was just pretty out there. It made the race just not as painful. Look at this jump right here. Launch it. Oh, that was weak. There's a couple of jumps out there that I'm sure some people just aired them out, and I held back. I got to send it sometimes. There's a turn coming in that you got to really slow down. It cuts right here. You got to slow down. And then it was a rocky little gravelly turn.
That's a dangerous spot.
Yeah, it was a dangerous spot. They should have had that marked. It was. I mean, the video didn't show it, but you could come in hot on there, and then it'd be a hard ride into that gravel.
Oh my God, these are really big.
Yeah, these are big whoops. Extra. I'm telling you, this race was just non-stop whoops. It was no mercy. So I'm doing the editing here the day after, and my thighs and my back are just so sore. It hurts just to get up. When you can barely sit down on the toilet. You're like, oh no, I gotta use the bathroom, and you're like dreading sitting down on the toilet because it's gonna be so painful. There's a little turn here in the tracks. They SoCal really did a good job of all the volunteers manning turns, different obstacles, even the checkpoints. They were super fast. One of the fastest people doing their little tick of your fender card there, and they were really fast. Like, I was hoping they'd be a little slower and give me a little bit of a rest when I came up to stop, but before I could even get the bike stopped, they'd be like, all right, you're good, go. And I'm like, oh no, I want to take a little break. Oh yeah, this section here, this flat ground here was just so rough, just full of whoops.
A lot easier. They had a shape. There's like nothing harder. Give me a rock, give me a ledge, a log or something. The whoops just beat you down.
Oh yeah, I was saying, see, watch this. He's just coming up. Boom. They were all so good. They were just bam, get out of here. But yeah, I was saying the whoops are just killing me. Give me an obstacle to slow us down. I just having to stand up. You can't sit. You can't just butt bounce the whole time. It's too early to start butt bouncing. You got to wait for the end of loop 2 before you can start that.
My plan this ride was to take it easy.
Yeah, you always plan to take it easy until you start racing, and then that plan goes out the window. But so I was taking it easy. Honestly, I was, and if I looked at my times, so I came in my class. I came in 13th. It's almost last place on loop 1, and then loop 2 then came in 7th. So I got 7th overall, and I feel like I could, if I was on my A game, if everything was good, I'd easily, I think could have been either, top 4. I would have been pushing that 3rd place, I think, if I wouldn't have had that month off. And I know everyone has something. Get this pass. There you go. Get around that guy. Nice double wide area. Nice place to pass. Although the whoops, those whoops just beat you up, man. So I'm, everyone else probably, who knows if they're able to ride the last month. But even my start, I was having so much trouble with the new boots and hit my brake lever that really slowed me down. This slow start,
Oh my God.
pits by myself. I feel like I could have shaved off at least 10 minutes,
Enough.
and that would have set me up there pretty close.
That was bad.
I don't want to take anything away from all the guys that did get me, though. They got it, so they got me fair and square.
Gotta get around this first.
So here the dust comes into factor. So I'm very conservative on my passing. So the camera kind of sees through the dust, and when you're there, it looks extra dust or more dusty than what the camera shows. But you can see, the closer you get, there's that danger zone area where you can't really see what's ahead of you, and any obstacle just comes so fast, and here just a rock or just a dip, a sharp dip or drop can just send you over the handlebars. So now I'm gonna kick out here, and I picked a good place to kick out here. The line just happened to curve back my way, so that worked in my favor there and didn't cut back the other way. So I got lucky with that, but that was a good pass, safe pass. You don't want to be the guy that makes the pass, and as soon as you pass them, you crash. So that happens a lot, where you got to pick the hard line to get around someone, and as soon as you pass them, bam, you go down. And all that hard work to get up to them, all up in smoke. They're up in dust. Ooh, big dip. Yeah, there's a bunch of those out here. Loop 2 had a ton of them, just really sharp drops. And I got kind of lucky on a couple of them where I was coming in too hot, and I just gave a little blip, throttle, and tried to carry that front end over. And I could feel my heels drag on a couple of those. That was really bottomed out the bike pretty good. Yeah, I'm talking about my toe hitting the rear level. I'm going to look at the rear brake lever. I'll look down and you can see what I'm talking about here.
Makes that bit longer, and then the little tab. I hate the aftermarket.
So as I look down, just look at the tip of my toe, the left inner side. There it is. There's that, the Garnet boot has an extra little sole that sticks out, where the CD doesn't. And so it keeps catching on that. And as I'm standing riding and going up and down with the whoops, it keeps tapping that rear brake. It just throwing me off. And the brake lever needs to be adjusted. It was bent. I bent it back that day or the previous day, and once it gets bent, it's hard to get back to that original position. So I feel like it was still bent up a little bit. But I'm done with those aftermarket levers. I'm going to go back to the OEM levers. I think they'll last longer. They're cheaper. Because everyone's buying the aftermarket lever and then they're selling them on eBay. So, like the aftermarket lever is it's like $50, and the tips are all like $30 a tip. Whereas I can get the OEM lever on eBay for like $15. So it's cheaper just to buy the used OEM levers. And they're better, they're stronger. The GoPro battery dies right here, and I replaced the battery. And another classic move I got my handlebar bag there that has my battery, my phone, and a rag. You know, it's got several batteries in there for the GoPro. Anyways, it's got zippers, and once again I forget to zip it back up, and so all my batteries go out and my rad goes out. And luckily, the way that the iPhone's in there, the iPhone doesn't fling out. So of course I didn't know this. I'm just going along now, hitting all the loops, and it's just flopping out. Oh, I keep some of the goo gels in there, so those fly out. I have some extra in my backpack, but I have them right there because they're really easy, quick to access. Same with the batteries. I keep them there. They're quick to access. And number one, I need to just not forget. It's just like a thing I have to remember to zip up that bag when I'm close. During the race, when I'm riding trail rides, of course, you're slow. You're not on pressure to go, so you have time to think. But get over here, go down this little wash here, and I get right here, and I feel something hit my leg. And I look down, and that's when I notice the bag's open. I'm like, oh my God, is the phone gone? You know, what's gone? So I'm looking. Everything's gone except for the phone. And something just fell, so I was hoping it was a battery. So I go back, because these batteries, you know, they're not cheap, and I've bought a lot of them. Losing places here, looking for batteries, and there was a couple. I saw the gel packs. There's two of them there, and I was like, all right, I'm never gonna find these batteries. Just gonna have to buy more. So lost several spots there. Ah, stupid GoPro and stupid me just forgetting to zip it up. Need to remember to zip up the bag. Now, I want to design my own bag. I wish somehow I need to find a company that designs bags, because I'm going to make my own, and it's going to be a badass bag. It needs to have a Velcro or magnet. I just go with Velcro flap, so even though you miss the zipper, that Velcro would still catch. And I mean, you could do the whole thing. Velcro is really strong. Get some nice Velcro on there. You wouldn't have to zip it. Just that Velcro would catch, and you're off. It'd save time. You don't have to zip it. Just Velcro that bag down. I want to do that. Yeah, well, watch out for that creosote bush right on the left forearm there. Got a brand new jersey on. I got a couple rips and tears from it from this ride. Got a brand new pair of jersey pants that I custom did through Canvas. It turned out pretty good. I was happy with them. One of the placements of the logo they got off. They were a little pricey, $200 for a pair of custom jersey pants, but you know, I got passed. Damn it. I'll see that guy later though. Loop 2. I think I get him back in the hard section. He might have been just gassed out though. And I made a kind of I just went for the pass, and I got around. Right when I got around him, I dumped my bike right in front of him. I felt bad, but it is what it is, you know. He was blocking the way, and I tried to get around, and then I guess we both paid the price. Here I go, passing this guy. I think I passed him 3 or 4 times now. Keep having all these issues, stopping. Gotta get batteries, gotta get water. I'm off the trail. It's just been a mess. It's racing though. This is what it's all about. Got another rider in front of me here, making some dust. Now we're getting close to the end of loop 1, and yeah, you can feel the need to get to those pits, get a little rest, get some goo packs in me, drink some Gatorade, fill up the tank, and it's getting close. So got this rider in front of me. I need to get around him. I don't want to have to fight through the dust through these rock sections here. And it looks like a path on the outside right here, so I'm going to go swing out to the right and get around him. Kind of a clear section, so I'm not worried about rocks. It's a good pass right there. And passing people. See, you got, you know, some of the single track stuff, you can't pass anyone, and so you got to just be patient, find the right time to make it pass. Be safe about it anyways. You know, it's been a long loop 1, and I feel good. I feel good going into the pits here, and I'm excited about loop 2. You know, I haven't raced in a while, and it's just been a blast getting back into racing. I love it. It's so much energy, and it's fun being around with like-minded people who enjoy it as well. With that, I'm gonna bring this video to a close. Hope you liked the loop 1 here. I'll be working on loop 2. Loop 2, since I lost my batteries, wasn't able to do the whole loop 2, so it'll just be a little bit shorter video. But until that comes out, get out, ride, and get some. Ew!